So a lot of intensity out there right now. Mars, Saturn squaring off the nodes with Mars, particularly that north node conjoining Mars, Mars opposite the south node, Uranus mixing with Mars. Summertime in the northern hemisphere, the heat, the challenge, the crises, we've seen it all over the news. Maybe some silver lining though coming this week with Venus coming into Cancer. Venus will be in the cardinal axis in Cancer, a sign where it does very well during a lot of the intensity that's going to happen over the next little period. Venus in Cancer coming right up. So I just want to turn everybody's attention to this upcoming week of ingresses. There's 3 major planetary ingresses that will be active and arriving that really do shift the energy quite a lot. When we come out of this week, the larger story and the larger pieces are in place for the intense syzygies that come up, 2 of them in the fixed axis. New moon in Leo, then a full moon in Aquarius, both squaring Saturn and Mars. And we have the Mars at Uranus North Node conjunction right as July turns to August. And these ingresses happening this week are Venus into Cancer, 18 July, 3 in the morning, roughly in Central Europe. Mercury into Leo on the 19th of July, setting up that Grand Cross with Mercury, Mars, and the nodes, and Saturn. And then the Sun will enter Leo on the 22nd of July, Leo season, right in the evening there on the 22nd. And then we have Sun and Mercury as a dyad, as a duo, activating a node in this fixed Grand Cross. But this video I'm really most interested in is the story of Venus in Cancer and what opportunities might be there symbolically to help ride out this dynamic period, this heavy activation of the summer. And so here I've just pushed through. This is the moment of the Leo ingress. And you can just check it out. I mean, look here in the chart. Here's Venus in Cancer, where it does well. It's of the night sect. Venus has day triplicity rulership over water signs. So the daytime right now, when Venus is in Cancer, we might be able to enjoy pleasure. The water, if you're on the beach, I mean, it's going to be great if you can get into the ocean during something like this, and the beauty of the daytime, right? But look where Venus is configured. Saturn in aversion to Venus, the lunar nodes in that nice sextile trine relationship to Venus, Mars in that same relationship. You've got the Jupiter square from Aries. So Jupiter overcomes Venus to give the Jupiterian expansive sort of truth, wisdom, higher level enjoyment and beauty of this wonderful Venus-Jupiter square that lasts about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. This is like a power Venus. The cardinal axis, in fact, will include both benefic planets during all of this fixed tension that we're in now and that will climax soon. So cardinal signs, initiating things, instead of having the fixed routines be the focus as they're being disrupted, you might say, what might you want to be initiating subtly during this time? What new beginnings are emergent? How can the cardinal benefics here, help you transmute or engage the intensities that are happening? Maybe you're going to find people to get involved with. Maybe you'll go out and initiate with some new people or new relationships or new friends. This is all the kind of energy that you might imply here with Venus. But I want to explore this Venus symbolism, give you some ideas about how to use Venus and Jupiter and these configurations to your advantage, really as a mitigating factor as Mars and Saturn and then these 2 syzygies in the fixed axis take center stage. And I want to do this by coming to one of our favorite Hellenistic writers, Vettius Valens. Large amount of writing that has been translated in the last 30 years. To find the book, all you have to do is go to your favorite search engine, type Vettius Valens Riley, and it's usually one of the first 2 links, and you can see it here. It's from csus.edu. It's a PDF. You click the link and you get the translation, Riley's translation of Vettius Valens. He made it freely available. And let's just check out these 2 symbols. I want to check out what he says about Venus and what he says about Cancer. He says Venus is desire and love. It indicates mother and nurture, cheerfulness, friendship, the acquisition of property, ornaments, favorable agreements, marriages, fine voices, a taste for music, sweet singing, beauty. So these are all the Venusian components. It's making people comfortable, feeling comfortable, connection, unity, pleasure and enjoyment, fun. This symbol, Venus, arrives, it's well configured, remember, and now it arrives in Cancer where it has some nice opportunities vis-a-vis the rulership scheme. And what does Vettius Valens share with us about Cancer? Cancer is calm. Remember, it's the mother matrix, as Dane Rudyard talks about. It's the calming womb that we can rest and settle into. So our pleasure and beauty comes into the calmness of Cancer. The house of the moon, feminine. It's a mute sign, which means maybe we're not as outward focused with this Venus, and it's more of the calmness of enjoyment with people, maybe like on the beach, like I'm saying, out in the day, and we can kind of settle into some pleasure and beauty during the daytime. He says that it's watery. Obviously, it's a water sign. Public, popular, civic, prolific, amphibious. Doesn't it sound like the beach? It's unity in this kind of public sphere, bringing the Venus into more of the kind of connective pleasures of the collective. Wanderers and travelers, perfect if you're going to do some traveling this summer. Have Venus and Cancer to support that. Jupiter squaring in these cardinal signs. The traveling that can come, the new people that you might meet, the new initiations that could emerge out of these symbols against the backdrop of a dynamic fixed axis. So you might look for others that can help you navigate if you're feeling challenged or if you're feeling the intensity of it all. Finding the others, as Terence McKenna says. And so then the last thing here, let's just check the tarot. Always pulling the major arcana, because the major arcana has 7 arcana that correspond to the 7 traditional planets, 12 arcana that correspond to the 12 zodiac signs. This is actually how I became an astrologer. I studied the major arcana deeply for a number of years leading up to my initiation moment, and then I became a full-time obsessed astrologer ever since. But so I have a lot of reverence for the tarot and the symbolism of the tarot and the power of the symbolism of the tarot. But check it out here, the Empress, you can see her, she's sitting on a throne, she's got lovely jewelry on, a crown, garments that are lovely and beautiful, a shield. This is a protected energy that's an earthy energy. You know, this is the queen of a realm, right, in the earth, enjoying the fruits and laurels of that experience. So how can we enjoy the fruits and laurels in our reality, the things that emerge around us as Venus enters Cancer? Again, if you're not on the beach, maybe you're in a public park, in a little river or stream or lake. I remember my hometown Austin, there's lovely Mueller, some of you might live in Austin, this lovely little lake you can walk around and see the animals, and there's always people, and maybe you'll run into people you know, right? That public nature of Cancer that E.S. Fallons talks about, and then the connective, pleasurable side of Venus being brought into more of a collective mind. I mean, the Cancer can be the whole. Right, it's the nature of the matrix, the Mother Gaia matrix. And then look at the Chariot, the card that corresponds to Cancer, and you see someone similarly settled onto a chariot, onto a vehicle with the horses, but there's a real grounding here, there's a real stability. And I think that might be the best way to think about it. Where are you finding home right now? Where are you finding stability? Who are the people, the art, the pleasures, the activities that are Venusian, that allow you to stabilize and root into a dynamic moment of summer 2022's astrology, that fixed activation, you know, enjoying the connection with other people and the fun things in life and the things we're alive for, finding those moments outside of our work commitments, outside of the more drudgery that we can experience. What are we living for? What can we enjoy? Both Venus and Jupiter are hope and joy in the ancient system. Where's the hope and joy in this moment? Who are the others you can connect with and share that with? That's what I want to leave you here with. And keep in mind, Venus is in Cancer, squaring Jupiter the whole time, this benefic exchange. Jupiter being the exaltation ruler of Cancer, and so Venus has the support from its benefic exaltation ruler in terms of reception during this whole period. Venus will leave Cancer on 11 August. Right in the evening here in Central Europe. So it starts this week, it starts on the 18th of July, and it ends only on the 11th of August. One of the best opportunities in this very dynamic moment, the benefic reception in cardinal signs. Have a wonderful week. Talk soon.